Use glasses.
And we're live. Okay. So let's get this pulled up on our page. Where are we at? There we are.
Oh, I just got a notification.
There it is.
Yeah.
And we're on.
Well, I see the live icon, but how do I get to the video? This is, there we go. Okay. Yay! Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another WCN Live here in our Wilson County News break room on Facebook. I'm your usual host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by...
I'm Lauren Godlitz.
And Derek Godlitz.
And they're going to be telling us all about the Children's Business Fair, which is an initiative that the Floresville Community Market does once a year.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we're going to learn all about that and how they are encouraging youth skills and passions and entrepreneurship through this Children's Business Fair. So before we get into today's conversation, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep, here in Floresville, Texas. They are open at their new facilities on Highway 181 South before you get to Walmart. So if you're coming into Floresville from the San Antonio direction, they're right there on the right-hand side. You can't miss them. And they're also hiring for all positions. So you can not only shop cars, but also you can look around for some careers while you're visiting them. And you can also visit them online to do that at pricecdrj.com. So you'll find that in the banner and linked and all that fun stuff in today's video. So thank you, Price, and thank everyone for joining us this morning. As always, we're going to draw a winner for our comment contest. So if you don't know what that is, every week while we're live, you have the opportunity to comment on our video. And if you do so, your name will be entered into a pool to draw from during the next video. So here we have a pool of folks who commented on last week's video. Let's see who won.
All right. And the winner is Paula Crane Bonham.
All right, Paula.
Congrats, Paula.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, so Paula Crane Bonham, she has won a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. And so be looking out for a Facebook message from me, Paula, and if you know Paula, tag her in the comments, let her know she won, just in case she's not tuned in yet today.
She's one of our regulars.
Yep, I
Mhm.
love seeing her name pop up here in our little comments. All right, so congrats, and remember, if you would like to win next week's prize, be sure to comment on today's video while we're live. And that also gives you an opportunity to ask any questions for the Godlitzes here about the Children's Business Fair and maybe some other upcoming Floresville Community Market events. So if you're curious, you have questions, please leave them in the comments, and let's get started. So we've kind of talked about who each of you are, but where are you from and what do you do with the Floresville Community Market?
Well, we're from here as of what year?
No, 15 years. We're military transplants
Awesome.
to the Floresville area.
Well, I grew up not too far from here, like the next school district over, so this is not too far from home for me. So
Yeah.
we were happy to get back to what's kind of home for us.
Sweet.
South Texas.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, what do y'all do with the Floresville Community Market? I understand y'all founded it.
Yeah. Well, actually we started the Children's Business Fair before we ever started the market.
Okay.
So that came first. Since we run the market, we just, go ahead and put it as a host because we do various things.
Right.
So yeah, we just use, our businesses as part of the host because of all the work that we put into it. So the Floresville Community Market is a good host type sponsor for it. We have a big following, a big email list, and we always do the markets every weekend, so this is just, falls right in with that, but we actually started that before the market.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you have a year that you started in?
We did the Children's Business Fair for the first time in 2018, and we started the market in 2020.
All right.
So the first 2 years we did the Children's Business Fair was in Pecan Park in 2018 and 2019.
Yeah.
And then 2020, 2021 were, of course, down years, and we restarted again last year on the courthouse lawn where we'll be this time.
Nice.
Awesome. And so that would be pretty much across the street from where y'all host the regular community market at the Phelps?
Well, we've
In the
moved.
downtown area.
So,
So the regular market has also moved to the courthouse lawn
Yeah.
effective
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
All right.
so we had our first one on the courthouse lawn
Mhm.
2 weeks ago, so I think it's, a nicer venue, other than we have to start renting porta potties for that.
Sure.
But,
Mhm.
you have the trees, you have the grass, more of a community feel.
right, you've got the landmarks of the
Mhm.
courthouse, the
Yes.
peanut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have any indoor space now, so
Mhm.
that's kind of a drawback for some of our regular indoor vendors, you know, for different reasons, either product or
Sure.
health reasons, so.
Yeah.
We were kind of hesitant to move it completely outdoors, but I think,
For the heat of the summer,
It's
the
gonna-
grass
it's
doesn't
harder.
reflect the sunlight and the
Yeah.
heat as badly as the old Phelps
Right.
Mhm.
parking lot. So,
so there's
it's-
always
Yeah.
give and take, positive and
Sure.
negatives, where at whatever venue you're
Mhm.
using. But I think the community, it'd be a better community feel,
Mm-hmm.
have some yard games and things like
Yeah,
that.
that opens you up to like
Mm-hmm.
things that you need grass for, basically.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want to be playing horseshoe on the concrete and have all these loud clangs.
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Commissioner's Court was very supportive, allowing us
Good.
to have that venue. The city and the FEDC, of course, who are big supporters,
Mhm.
continue to come out and always support. So we're just so
Good.
thankful for all the support we get from the community, for the market, and for the Children's Business Fair.
Awesome.
Yeah, because without any of that,
Mhm.
you know, it'd be very difficult to make any of that happen, so.
Sure.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about what is the Children's Business Fair and what is the point of hosting an event like this?
Well, the Children's Business Fair is all about the children getting the opportunity to create a business and make some money. You know, back in the day, it would be, you know, your lemonade stand on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And the Children's Business Fair kind of came about because years ago, we were driving around in Floresville, and I saw some kids on the side of the road during the summer, and they were selling like their used clothes and different things. And the whole reason they were trying to sell these items was to earn money to be able to like go to SeaWorld, you know, to take a
Mhm.
trip for
Yeah.
the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, man, you know, there needs to be an outlet that kids can do. You know, and of course, I have 5 kids myself, so and it would be good for them to have some type of way to be able to earn their vacation money or
Sure.
whatever. I mean, I remember myself growing up in the country and kind of a poorer area. You know, we didn't go places. We didn't go to SeaWorld. We didn't go. I mean, well, back then the zoo was the only place to go, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was always trying to think of ways that I might be able to earn money, but back then I didn't have YouTube,
Yeah.
Google, and all the other things that we have access now that, you know, kids are really learning a lot of talents. They don't have to rely on grandma to teach them how to crochet. They
Right.
have YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's all these different ideas and ways that kids can now learn to create products, and so this gives them some help, some support, some direction, and to be able to either learn about business or just to have some summer funds or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So that's why I had wanted to facilitate something that the kids could participate in and could earn some money. That's why we do it during the summer. They're not competing with school
Right.
and all the
Mhm.
extracurricular
Sports.
stuff. They're, for those that are bored
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the summer, they have a little bit of an opportunity to,
Gives them a
create
focus.
something,
Mm-hmm.
market it, and then spend the money, whether it's
Mhm.
putting it back into their own business, which some of them do,
Mm-hmm.
or having that money to be able to, you know, do something fun with.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a few years to get around to doing it because there was never a good time to start it. You know, I didn't know
Yeah.
how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found the Acton Children's Business Fair, so there's
Yeah.
already one that started, and they started back in 2007 in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the Acton Children's Business Fair is the background support, the backbone that
Mhm.
gives us as the host all the how-tos
Right.
so that we can go around and host it without us having to figure out all the.
Reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
yeah, that's how we kind of, you know, found that, And I just like was stuck it together in like 4 to 6 weeks the first time. Like, I'm tired of waiting because you know it's never a good time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're just
Gonna do it.
do it
Yeah.
and see what happens.
And the Acton support, they have, this is all international now.
Yeah.
They have
Wow.
across the country, correct?
Mhm.
Across the country
Yep.
and worldwide. And so they advertise that
Mhm.
through their network. So
Right.
Floresville is on their map
Putting them on
that
the
they
map.
have, that you can see
Nice.
interactive
That's
map
so
of
good.
where Children's Business Fair is being held this year. And you can go
Neat.
click on there and see, oh, there's Floresville, they got
Okay.
one.
Very nice. So that's another
Yeah.
way that y'all are helping Floresville get
Yes.
on the
Yes.
map.
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Pretty
So, my next question before I get into more details about entrepreneurship and children and business and exploring these things is, how old must a child be to participate in the Children's Business Fair?
This year we're doing 7 to 17. We've done it as young as 5, hoping that they've at least gone through kindergarten.
Yeah.
But we did 5 and 6, but I found that it was more, the parents were doing mostly everything rather than the kids really getting a lot out of it. So then we moved it to 7. So that was just, you know, my thoughts on, at 7 they're a little bit more able to actually do things a little bit more on their own, put more thought into it themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of school age. So this year we're starting at 7, but we have done it as young as 5 before.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, because
Mhm.
don't you, I think it's first grade that they do like the coin counting and all that stuff, and you start to learn
Oh,
like
yeah.
the basics of handling money and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So that really aligns pretty well.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay. So my next question, why encourage children to explore their skills or passions or even to pursue entrepreneurial endeavors? You know, what kind of benefits have you seen kids get out of these things?
Well, I mean, business is the backbone of our country, our economy. So
Yeah.
kids, the school system's geared to teach kids how to be good workers, but there's the business owners out there, the ones that actually help our country to grow, our community to grow, and we're looking at all the new businesses coming into town. Everybody's talking about them. What's going to be here? Where can we go to do things? And so by helping kids start early to learn how to do that, because it's not,
Right.
this is not taught that much in the school system today.
Right.
This is a way of those that have that itch, have that inclination, or the
Right.
parents trying to help their kid learn can sit down with them, show them how to do some very basic preparation, come up with an idea, and that system of learning, it can be transferred over to anything they do going through the rest of their lives.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the things that they learn is going to be counting, you know, math, counting money back. They're going to be learning hands-on experience, you know, because a lot of times we teach them math, but how do you use it in real
Yeah.
life?
Right,
So
yeah.
it gives them that real life experience on why things are important. Why do you use math? Why do you go to your art class or whatever, you know, as far as creating these different things. So it improves their different skills and improves like customer service type skills. You're having to
Yeah.
work with other people or
Mhm.
talk to them. You know, and again, going back to my own life, we didn't have these kinds of things. And in the years that I was, you know, being a mom and raising kids and stuff like that, when they were getting older, and I was looking for more things to do to bring more kind of meaning to my life and get out, you know, so I started doing some direct sales business, and that was very different for me to learn how to get out and talk to people or to be a vendor. I had to learn all that stuff
Right.
at an older age on how to do
Yeah.
that, because I'm a very shy person, so I have grown through putting all these things together, including myself being a vendor. And so it's good just to teach the kids at a young age so that they have those experiences and helps them to grow and be able to be more, I guess, fruitful in life with the things that they're able to do, and just gives them that step up or that support. And so the business fair does that. We have, when people apply and they get accepted, there is some support materials that they get, that they are emailed. And one of them is kind of a really simple business plan.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, so they get this little guide that is gonna help them with questions like, you know, what is it that you want to sell? Who do you wanna sell it to? How much is it gonna cost to make it? So if it costs $5 to make it, how much are you gonna sell it for so that you make a profit? So you're learning these things, and this is just, you know, a very simple little business plan that they're gonna go through with their parents to help them to think about more than just, oh, I wanna make this cute item, you know, but how to be successful. So it gives the support. You know, some kids really don't care about that, they just wanna sell their product, and that's fine. And other ones, you know, they take this to heart and they really learn about the business side.
Yeah.
And again, with working with the market, we see that there's a lot of people that have a lot of talents and, you know, a lot of creative, artistic abilities, but that's what they enjoy doing, is the making the part, but then there's the
They
marketing
need some
part.
support on that end.
You know, so you need to know the marketing part in order to earn the funds for what you made or get your money back. So, you know, this will kind of help teach them some of those things that you have to think about. And, you know, maybe they'll be a successful business owner later on. And, you know, when we talk about Floresville, like, you know, different things that we would like to see here, but somebody has to step out and do it. And if you have some type of background as you were, you know, growing up, well, then you won't be so afraid maybe to take that risk and create that business or start something if you've kind of got some information, because before that, the only way to know about business is if your parents were in it and kind of taught you. Other than that, then, you know, there's a lot of fear behind it. So this kind of helps, you know, maybe they don't want to, and they find that out. That, oh, this is too much work, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to work for someone.
You know, so there's a lot of different ways, a lot of learning, in a lot of different areas, and the kids participating in this.
Yeah, I can see that. That's really cool, and it seems very valuable, like you said, learning lots of different varied skills that wouldn't just assist them in the event that they want to open a business when they're older, but also just in their day-to-day life. Like, imagine the confidence that you can gain from talking to strangers and adults that you maybe wouldn't have gone out of your comfort zone to do so, and then going back into the new school year. Maybe this is a kid going into middle school, gonna be with a whole bunch of new kids. You know, that I could see that directly correlated to.
And we had, in one of our early ones, we had a young girl, and her dad was the dentist, correct?
Oh, yes.
And she was petrified to talk to people. So he helped her, and she was very young, helped her sit there. By the end of the day, she was like, people walking by, she'd jump up, she'd talk to them, engage them, tell them about her, you know, what she was selling. It increased her confidence 1,000-fold just over the day of you know, those 4 hours or so, talking to people and getting to sell her idea. And as she got that positive reinforcement from people being interested, buying stuff, it helped her confidence level, which will help her through her entire life.
Absolutely. That is so cool. And so, what are some, I guess we actually covered that, some specific things that kids can learn. We talked about the math, the communication, and so many other values that maybe you can't, I don't know if you can really pinpoint exactly, just that connection, you know?
Like I said, there's a lot of different things that you're going to learn. You either learn that this is something you might want to pursue later on, or that no, you really don't want to, which is a good thing to learn. You know, because I participated in a program when I was in high school. It was an engineer program, and I learned I didn't want to be an engineer.
Good to find out, so you don't waste the time.
Yeah, you have to get your foot in the door, see what it is, and
You
then you
do.
can really tell yourself,
You gotta try things. That's true.
And there's different aspects, you know, different directions you can take this information, whether you're doing your own handmade items, or whether you're doing more of a retail of something else. You know, a lot of, we really enjoy seeing the kids make their own items, and the guests do too, but we don't discourage those that don't create their own items, because there is a place for that in business too. You know,
Well,
if you're,
services, I mean, people can come out
Yeah.
and just set it up and have marketing their services, you know, so
Right.
some kid wants to do lawn mowing
Right.
for the summer, and you know he
Yeah.
comes out, creates a name and an advertisement, puts some stuff up, tells people what his rates are.
Right.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
business. They're starting it and they're promoting it and they're
Yeah.
looking for customers.
Absolutely. Well, that said, what kinds of booths and projects and products have you seen promoted in past children's business fairs so far?
oh, we usually get, a lot of jewelry type items. A lot of the little
Yeah.
girls like to make the bracelets and
Good.
stuff like that. Slime, there was one year, slime was a big deal.
Yes.
We had like 3
Yeah.
slime kids.
Yeah.
So you always kind of see what the trends are, you know, even
Mhm.
at the main market, you see what the trends are because there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that, you know, are trying to create that product to see how it works for them. So we've had, slime was a good one. We've had some, that make things like soap. So
Yeah.
we've had homemade soap or like essential oil kind of products. We've had dog treats.
Art.
Yes, art, either painted art or penciled art, and some of them were very, very talented.
Wow.
Some were just selling like their watercolor art, and even that was cool. So some people are very well done in with the product that they sell, and other ones are just kind of starting out to kind of
Yeah.
see what they want to do. So
Yeah.
maybe you know their items aren't completely hand created or whatever, but like I said, it's a good experience whatever direction that they go. We had one girl, she did the paracord bracelets. She would make them, and then she also gave information on what you could do with this bracelet as far as a survival kind of thing, you know, so you're wearing it and then what can
Something
you use it
happens.
for,
So,
you
yeah.
take it apart. So that was good.
That's
That's good
good.
info.
We had one time a young man who would buy the larger quantity expensive bottles of cologne and then make the smaller ones for sale so that you could sample them in smaller, more affordable quantities than, you know, spending lots of money for the big one. And I thought that was a pretty cool
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Smart.
We've had baked goods, all different kinds of baked goods, lemonade stands. Some of the kids, you know, they like to try the lemonade stand. We had like fire starters. So what was it? What did they make them out of? Maybe it was like a cardboard, recycled cardboard to make fire starter blocks. So that was kind of cool. We have some that like to propagate plants, so they sell succulents or plants. We've had some do the 3D art, you know,
The parents got
the printed
yeah,
3D
Yeah.
stuff.
The parents got a
so
printer and they learned how to use it and made
and now this year we have quite a bit, well not, I wouldn't say quite a bit, but crocheted items are
Yeah,
kind
crochet
of,
is coming back.
yeah, it
I've
is,
seen it a
the
lot.
crocheted animals and stuff like that,
So
yeah, a big variety of different things, and it's always fun to see what they come up with and what they want to sell, the car freshy kind of things, you know, or the perler beads, those little beads you can kind of melt together and make
Yeah.
little keychains
Those are
and
so
stuff.
cute.
So a lot of different kind of things like that.
Cool.
So a lot of fun stuff to go by and see and check out and, you know, purchase for yourself or just because it's cute.
Yeah. Well,
And what
sweet.
about what can we look forward to seeing this Saturday?
Again, with crocheted items, I know we're gonna have some of those. Art, beaded type work from, I think, like keychains to bracelets, dog treats, the baked goods, the,
nutritional drinks.
yes, we're gonna have some lemonade stands and nutritional drinks, homemade cookies, other kinds of treats. Let's see. Artwork, we'll have some artwork. So again, just a really nice variety
Sounds good.
of items. And I know a lot of times when people have seen our flyer,
Yeah.
it's difficult to help the reader understand exactly what this is, because a lot of
Yeah.
times they go, oh, that's just for kids. It's like, well, so we're trying to get the word out that the vendors are the kids,
Mhm.
but they're selling to
Everybody.
regular,
Right.
everyday
Yeah,
people.
specific.
We're not just selling to
Yeah.
kids, it's not just bring your kids, but you'll be impressed.
Yeah.
You'll be impressed
Mhm.
by some of the things that the kids have put together.
Mhm.
Last year we had a couple of girls that did their first time, I think they're probably high school age, and they were out at our regular market last 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So, they started with the Children's Business
Yeah.
Fair
Branched
and
out.
really did a great job putting that together,
Mhm.
and they have continued, going
Mhm.
to markets, and they have the confidence now to attend the bigger markets.
Wow.
And at
Pretty good.
the Floresville Community Market, we do a special rate for the kids. So
Okay.
it's $15 for the kids instead of the 25
Mhm.
for adults. And the whole reason that you charge to have the booth for the kids fair and for the market is because, for one, you want to teach the kids that you're not going to get anything for free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That you need, there's a whole thing about, coming up with your starting money and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You want to give them that real world experience.
Mhm.
You don't want them to
Exactly.
expect that because they're a kid,
Yeah.
they're gonna get stuff for free, because you want them to go through that process, that
Invest in
hard work, and
themselves.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do that for free, for
Mhm.
one, and then two, if it's for free, then a lot of times people don't show up because they're
Mhm.
not invested in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there needs to be something that
Buy-in.
yes,
Yeah.
but they are able to register for the Floresville Community Market and get the young entrepreneur rate
That's
as well.
nice.
So
Awesome.
they can come out and still experience, so
Mhm.
if they get enough confidence,
Mhm.
because we're not trying to, the rates for the Floresville Community Market, I think, are very good, because we're not trying to make money on
Mhm.
them, we want them to be successful.
Yeah.
We want all of our vendors to be
Mhm.
successful, and we know some of those people, they're not making a lot of money on their fresh fruit or vegetables or on their bows or whatever, so we don't want them to have to pay a lot of money for
Right.
that
Right.
booth. So, we keep it, I think it's affordable. It's something that
Mhm.
I would be comfortable paying as a
Yeah.
vendor myself, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
without it being too costly, where,
That's
that way I can
good.
still make money. But again, it's always good to have that
Mm.
investment, because if
Mhm.
it's free, a lot of times, sometimes I don't feel like going either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hot, it's
Sure,
cold,
it's like,
you're
oh.
tired, you don't want to get up, but I
Yeah.
already paid, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, that makes sense. And so, I also wanted to ask if you had a recommended dress code for the youth who decide to get involved.
I never thought about that question, actually. I guess, that could be a good thing to talk to the kids about. It's really not in any of the information that we give to them, being that it is outside, though.
Yeah, maybe some shorts.
And over 100
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah.
We haven't had a need, I guess,
It's more
to address
casual.
that kind of
Mhm.
issue. I had never thought about that. But that is a good thing to think about,
Mhm.
getting them ready for more of a business type world
Yeah.
experience. So maybe something to think about for the
Mhm.
future.
That could be a fun one. Well, another question I wanted to ask is, we've talked a lot about how parents are helping their kids along. To what extent can adult guardians or mentors or parents be involved in the Children's Business Fair?
So they can, of course, be involved in the very beginning, the behind the scenes, okay, how are you going to finance, your expenses, your
Mhm.
materials? How are you going to pay for these things? How are you going to sell them? What's the price point? So again, this kind of helps, the parents can go through this with the kids too, because, some parents, they wouldn't know this
Right.
kind of stuff either.
Yeah.
So the parents will help them with, a lot of those things. Now, when they come out to the market, we want the kids to do as much on their own as possible. So the parents can be there in the booth. Of course, the parents can help them set up the booth, since we don't have the finances yet to provide a tent and everything
Mhm.
for them, and
Yeah.
that is hopefully something we can do in the future.
Yeah.
So they have to bring their own tent, they have to bring their own tables and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and the younger ones, of course, can't put up the
Right.
tent. I mean, some adults don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
I
very
always
true.
want help.
Yeah.
But, you know, after they get everything done, we like the parents just to sit back and be as inconspicuous
Yeah.
as possible, you know, as age appropriate.
Yeah.
So, because we do actually have a competition with these kids in the booths, we will have judges going around, and they'll be judged on their presentation. So, you know, how did they present their product or their booth or decorate their booth? You know, some kids will take that to heart and do, you know, put effort into it, and other ones, you know, they're just lucky to be there, and
Yeah.
you know, so that's fine
Yeah.
too, because they're all gonna, you know, hopefully they're all gonna make money because
Mhm.
we're advertising it. Put a lot of the money that we've gotten in sponsorships into advertising in the newspaper and
Mhm.
things like that, and doing this. So, you know, whether they're great at putting that together or not, you know, there's always next year, there's always
Yeah.
learning, okay, next year I'll do this differently, and they can
Right.
keep building. But there are some that take it to heart and create a really nice booth and visual. So they'll be judged on that, they'll be judged on their knowledge of their product, you know, do they know, you know, how did they make the product, how does the product work, or service, or whatever. So the judges can ask them some, you know, questions on things like that. And then they'll be judged on their idea, you know, was their idea very unique and creative?
Mhm.
And so through that judging process, it'd be all about the kids.
Right.
So if the parents are the ones that are promoting and answering questions and
Mhm.
doing the change for them, then the kids are pretty much disqualified from that part of the competition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the parents can
Mhm.
help as much as they want to.
Yeah.
But
It
for
might
the
be appropriate,
competition,
yeah.
you know, they're not allowed to do anything as far as that. We really want the kids to have that experience and not have the,
Right.
we encourage the parents to be a little bit more hands-off
Mhm.
instead of helping them do it.
Right.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Be in the assistant role if they
Yeah.
need an assistant, or just be in
Yeah.
the, sit in the background and watch and,
Mhm.
you know, be there for support.
Sip some
Moral
nice
support.
tea.
Exactly, yeah,
Right.
a lot of them do that, they
And
just
shop.
hang out behind them, and that way,
Yeah.
if the child needs, you know, needs help with something, or
Mhm.
needs an answer, you know,
They're
needs
there.
something to ask a question, they're there, you know, they're present.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so another question I had, are volunteers needed or accepted to help run the business fair?
Well, we could always use some volunteers, even, you know, ahead of time, behind
Mhm.
the scenes, because
Yeah.
I still have to print labels for folders, because every kid is gonna get a folder. They have to sign a release when they check in for different things. I have to print name tags. I have to put together about 30 of these boxes.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of like behind the
Yeah.
scenes kind of
Administrative
things and
things.
preparation
Mhm.
that would always be great to have help, or even just finding sponsors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The day of, we could use volunteers that could help with some of the, just helping them bring the items over to where they're gonna be
Yeah,
and
setting
setting.
up the tents.
Yep.
Maybe delivering water. We were talking about trying to maybe have some
Mhm.
water for the kids because it will be
Yeah.
hot. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can find someone that might come out and just have some hot dogs for the kids, so that the parents
Yeah.
don't have to
Run and
leave and get food. So
Mhm.
I'm looking for someone
Hot dog vendors?
that might,
Yeah.
you know, come out and maybe provide some for the kids as a service project, or
Mhm.
even sell them at a decent price, just so that there is
Mhm.
some, we'll have baked goods out there,
Yeah.
but the kids themselves are not gonna be creating these kinds of
Yeah.
things. So it'd be good just to have things like that, you know, some of the nicer things maybe you don't
Mhm.
think about.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, yeah, we can.
Lots of
we'll-
opportunities.
Yeah.
We'll have someone having to check in the kids.
Mhm.
Then there's always, while we're out there, I'm usually the one that's always promoting it on Facebook and social media, and I spend a lot of time there on my phone, and everybody thinks I'm ignoring everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to share pictures and things like that, you know.
Making sure people are
Engaged.
Yes,
Yep,
exactly.
try to bring people out.
We will have a table set up, because we're gonna be giving out, some shopping bags.
Cool.
So we want all of our guests to come out, visit our guest service table, for lack of a better word, pick up a shopping bag, because we want you to fill it up with all kinds of goodies.
Yes.
So this will be
Excellent.
free.
Sweet.
And this year, the whole reason for this box, I told you that the kids will have a competition. So we will award prizes, and part of the sponsorship money does go to the prizes. So we have
Okay.
4 age categories. I think it's like 7 to 9. We have 10, 11. 10, 11 is where we get the most of our kids. Most of our kids are in that age group.
Okay.
Then we have 12 through 14, and then like 15 through 17. So each age category will have a first, second, and third place.
Cool.
And the goal this year is that first place in each category gets $100, second place gets $75, and third place gets $50.
Nice.
And that either goes, you know, a lot of kids will put that back into their business, and
Right.
some will take it and go on vacation, which
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Right.
To each their own, right?
So this year, we want the guests to come by and not only get the shopping bag to go shopping, and I do want to ask that all of our shopping guests bring cash. Not all of our kids know how to do Cash App and
Yeah.
Square.
Card readers.
The older ones probably do, but the
Mhm.
younger ones, it's good for them to have that cash experience. But we're gonna be giving out tickets. We want our guests to vote. So we're gonna instigate a People's Choice kind
Yeah.
of vendor.
Awesome.
So all the
Okay.
vendors will have a box, and then when you get your shopping bag, you'll get a ticket, and then you can go around and vote, you know, once for who you think is the best vendor or whatever you're looking for as far as, you know, what you think. So
Yeah.
that way, all of our guests will go by and talk to all the kids, and they will have an input, and we'll have something special for the one that gets the most votes. So I think that will be fun. We just gotta get the shoppers to come out and understand that they're shopping, and that there are some cool things to shop from. We're gonna have one selling pet treats. So if you wanna bring your pet, it is outside on the courthouse lawn, you know?
True.
Just clean up after
Yeah,
yourself.
just-
Yeah, bring doggy bags.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So yeah, we'll have lemonades, we'll have drinks, we'll have cookies, you know, we'll have a lot of cool stuff to shop from. So, and then our guests will have the opportunity
To
to
vote.
Yeah.
also
Wonderful.
have their input this year.
Well, speaking of voting and giving your input, this is happening the same day as the runoff election
Yeah.
for
I
the
saw
Floresville
that
City
today.
Council. So if
Yes.
you're on the way to vote, might as well stop by the Children's Business Fair,
Amen.
get yourself a cookie, a lemonade, vote for your favorite booth, and then go on over and place your vote for that city council place. So, yeah, awesome. Okay. And so, where can folks go to learn more about the Children's Business Fair and then to keep up with future markets for the Floresville Community Market?
Well, our people in Lavernia can get the Lavernia Times, and right there in the center, the Lavernia News has got a full page in the
And right here,
QR code, all
we've
those
got
links.
the
The website?
childrensbusinessfair.org/Floresville. So that website is always there, and if they're not open for applications, you can sign up to be contacted. So, you know, if you want to be on the contact list for next year, you can just sign up there.
Great.
And then
Okay.
I get that information and I can say, okay, you know, the applications are open.
And then in
Or
today's
whatever.
Wilson County News on page 2, we've got
Yes,
down here,
right
on-
inside.
so you can,
And you also have a Facebook page.
Yep.
Yes,
For it.
Facebook.com/Floresville Children's Business Fair.
Yes.
And so remind us of when and where this is happening again?
So it will be this Saturday on the Wilson County Courthouse lawn in historic downtown Floresville, right next to the Jailhouse Museum.
June 24th, starting at
From
9 a.m.
Yep, it's 9 to 2. We'll have judges out there. We have 3 judges. They'll be judging starting at 10. And then we have around 30 kid vendors. So if they take 5 minutes per person, they're going to be out there for like 2.5 hours going.
Yeah.
So I thought about maybe making it shorter because of the heat, but I don't know if our judges
Yeah,
will get
they
done
would
in
not have enough time.
Because
Yeah.
so that's also kind of a reason we kind of try to keep it
Mhm.
under a certain amount so that our judges have time to go through
Yeah.
and
Right.
talk with everybody.
That makes
And then
sense.
at the end, we'll do the awards, and every kid is going to get one of these certificates
Awesome.
that says that they completed a huge step towards success with the Entrepreneur Kids Business Fair. So everybody will get one of these, and then what we started doing last year is our top winners, our top 3 winners, are invited out to the Floresville Community Market for free
Sweet.
as a
Yeah.
featured opportunity for
Mhm.
them and
Yeah.
to give them more of that real world
Mhm.
experience. So we will again invite them out to be part of our regular market
Oh.
and get to feature them and have people come by and see those top winners
Right.
to be able to give them
Other
a
opportunities.
greater
Mhm.
experience.
Sweet.
So,
And good question here, real quick to clarify, because I thought I understood this, but Nancy asked if the contest will be by age category or all in one, and
Age
age
category.
category, right?
category.
Yeah. So
yeah.
good. And there's been lots of great comments and some from our fans today. Lots of love they're showing you. Great role models. What a great
Yes.
job. They really like this market.
Very impressed by
And I
the
like what Nancy De
winners.
Lozerta said, that she's mentioned how it's marvelous to see just how talented all the kids are, and
Yeah.
some are just naturals. They'll all win your heart. So it
Yeah.
really does.
Yes.
Well, Nancy's a bit of a talent too.
Yeah,
so,
she is. She is.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a really great conversation. Definitely going to have to make some time to stop
Mhm.
by the Children's Business Fair this Saturday.
Yep.
Hope y'all can too. So again, it's at the Wilson County Courthouse Lawn from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday, June 24th. And let's get out there and support our kids.
Yes, so come out and definitely shop. It's
Mhm.
not just for kids, but
Yeah.
everyone is going to be under the age of 17. And again, you'll see some ones that put a lot of time and effort into it, especially the older ones, the middle school, high school.
Yeah.
But then the younger ones, they're just getting their feet wet. They're just,
Yeah.
learning the whole process. They're just
Yeah.
about, making their little beaded bracelets or
Mhm.
whatever. So bring your cash. And, these items, they're not that expensive, they're 50 cents, $2, maybe some of the more expensive ones might be $10. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's not usually a lot that they're selling it for, and you
Right.
can always make a bigger donation if you like.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because, these
Mhm.
just come by and talk with the kids.
Mhm.
You'll love it.
Ask them about their products, just to engage them. I think it's good whether you buy a product or
Mhm.
not, because they're getting at least that interaction. They're
Yeah.
talking about their product. So just talking with the kids and learning about what they've done and the process that they went through or what they're hoping to achieve by selling these items is really good. It just puts a smile on their face that someone is interested
Yeah.
Mhm.
in them, that makes them feel important, and it will help them progress to the next step, because we're doing this annually, so we do have some people that are coming back for a second time this
Mhm.
year that we saw last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of them you will start seeing, like out at the markets, last
Mhm.
Floresville Community Market, we had Savon Dolly and Savvy Sense, and they were both at the Children's Business Fair for the first time last year, and they
Awesome.
have great products. They look
Yeah.
very, very professional, their booth and everything.
Yeah.
And we are so happy to have our sponsors, FEDC, with the big, the
Premier
$1,500
Yeah.
sponsorship, and
Mhm.
then we even have, we have friends of the fair sponsors that go down to $100 or less,
Mhm.
so we have,
That's great.
some of our sponsors are Connolly Memorial with their pediatric clinic, Be Grateful Farm, so some of our
Oh,
vendors
yeah.
from our regular market are
Our
sponsoring.
That's good.
181 Auto have sponsored for the second time. The Lions Club is sponsoring. I think they've been a sponsor since the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Drama Kids has always been a sponsor. Judge Jared Shaw, Mike and Stephanie Monreal. So we have a lot of great
Good.
sponsors, and we could still use a few more.
Mhm.
If you want to sponsor, you can go to you can send us a message either on the Floresville Community Market Facebook page or the Children's Business Fair Facebook
Yeah.
page,
Right.
or you can go to any of the websites, floresvillecommunitymarket.com or the one for the business fair, and you can send us a message if you want to get involved, if you want to know more, whatever. Or, yeah, so there's always ways to contact us. We're like everywhere, so.
Good.
Perfect. Well, thank
Sounds
you so
amazing.
much for your presentation today about how awesome this really is for the kids, hoping that people from our community can come out and support them.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for joining us today. We see a lot of comments down there, but don't forget to comment if you haven't already so that you can win next week's comment contest. And as always, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, for being also in sponsoring this video, supporting the Children's Business Fair.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out how to say that.
Right.
Oh my gosh, brain dead right now. So thank you so much to Price. You can shop for cars and careers at pricecdrj.com. So again, that's Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. Oh my gosh. Anyways, thank you, Price. And thank y'all. We hope to see you again next Wednesday for another WCN Live.
Yeah.
Hope
See
to
you
see you on
there.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, and Saturday. Woohoo.